You remember you were playing with the coffee note. The original idea. Okay, we wanted to do oud, and then you said, let's put some coffee in there and see what you know. I used to spend a lot of time in my childhood in Tunisia, and to me, one of the most vivid memory I have of that time was a place called Café More. And the Café More was a place where people were smoking nargileh and drinking mint tea, and there was always the pastry, the North African pastry, and the coffee that you serve, and that coffee is really dark and is really strong. So to me, it was the association of playing with oud that has this very Middle Eastern, connotation. It was those memories of the Café More in a way that came into play. I went to the flavor department and asked them for a coffee flavor to bring that addictive part, that smokiness, that element that makes your. And it was a way to create, once again, addiction without going into something that is overtly, sweet. The Davana, actually, the frothy, is the part that makes the fragrance sweet. So I played with something different. From the time I used to live in Asia, I worked on the living on an headspace of frangipani from Tahiti. And to me, the frangipani brings something that has a honey note that you get into almost a pastry, and it brings a frothy that is a little bit different than what you get from jasmine. It's not as animalic as jasmine is. So the frangipani brings something that is fresher, brings something that is different, that is a little bit more unexpected. So it was a mix of the Davana, the frangipani, that has also that almondy feeling in it. So the frangipani, the Davana, brings the sweetness with the coffee and the oud note, and the overall cis-labdanum effect also that brings a little bit more darkness into it. But I like that dance of the delicate floral note and the aspect of the dark, oud coffee. So it's kind of that opposite element between the elements that are extremely dark and the petally white petals of the frothy that is on the other extreme. So it's
and the bourbon barrel at the end, which was kind of an obvious.
The fact of using that bourbon barrel brings an element that is different. The coffee brings an element that is different. The frothy brings something.
You're not allowed to use the coffee. Can you explain why?
A lot of ingredients you can actually ingest, you cannot put on skin. And it's always a surprise. People assume that because you can eat it, you can put it on you. It's actually not true. We have very, very strict, toxicology requirements in fragrance that make certain ingredients not being allowed. It's a case for coffee, for natural coffee extract. So the good news is we have ways to recreate the perfect smell of coffee without the natural coffee extract, but you have to basically learn how, because the whole idea is not to smell coffee on you. It's there to give an accent, wink in the fragrance that makes you wonder what you're smelling, and you don't necessarily realize what it is.